Have you ever chased a woman and felt like it was a waste of time? It's a common scenario, one that many individuals have likely found themselves in at one point or another. But let's dive a bit deeper into this. You see, when you're in the pursuit of someone, there's a fine line between showing interest and appearing desperate. And the latter, well, it's not a good look. Imagine being at a party, and there's this woman you're interested in. You make your move, approach her, start a conversation, but then you don't stop. You follow her around the party, constantly trying to engage, disregarding her clear discomfort. This behavior, this desperation, it's a glaring red flag. It screams insecurity, neediness, and a lack of respect for her personal space. Desperation is a turnoff. It's unattractive. It paints you in a light that's less than flattering. So, chasing women can make you look desperate, and that's not attractive. Ever thought that chasing women might be seen as manipulative or dishonest? An intriguing question, isn't it? But let's delve deeper. When you're chasing after someone, you're essentially trying to persuade them to be with you. This might involve bending the truth, or even outright lying about your intentions, interests, or personality. It's like trying to sell a product by exaggerating its features. Not very ethical, is it? Moreover, it's manipulative. It's trying to control someone else's feelings and decisions, often without their full awareness. It's as if you're playing a game and the woman is the prize, not a person with her own thoughts, feelings, and desires. That's not just unfair, it's downright disrespectful. In the end, any relationship built on dishonesty and manipulation isn't likely to last or be satisfying for either party. Chasing women can be seen as manipulative and dishonest, which isn't a good foundation for any relationship. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? This question isn't just rhetorical, it's central to understanding the futility of chasing a woman who simply isn't interested. In any relationship, mutual interest and respect are the cornerstones. When these elements are missing, the foundation crumbles. Chasing a woman, in essence, doesn't foster these qualities. Instead, it might lead to a one-sided affair where you're the only one investing time, energy, and emotions. Imagine this. You're in a boat, trying to row upstream against a strong current. It's draining, isn't it? That's what it's like chasing someone who doesn't reciprocate your feelings. It's a futile effort that only leaves you exhausted and disheartened. Remember, relationships are about partnerships, not pursuits. They thrive on mutual respect and shared interests, not one-sided infatuations. So chase dreams, chase goals, but never chase a person. Chasing a woman who isn't interested won't lead to a healthy or satisfying relationship. Did you know that chasing women can often just feed their ego? It's a simple but powerful truth. Every time you pursue someone who isn't interested, you're essentially telling them, "You're so desirable that even your lack of interest isn't enough to deter me." This can lead to an inflated sense of self-worth, which isn't necessarily a problem in itself, but can create a warped perspective on relationships. Imagine you're a woman who's constantly pursued. You might start to believe that you're entitled to this attention, that you're somehow above others. This inflated ego can lead to unrealistic expectations in relationships, and an inability to appreciate a partner's worth beyond their willingness to chase you. The balance of power becomes skewed, the dynamics unhealthy. It's important to remember that healthy relationships are built on mutual interest and respect, not one-sided pursuits. Chasing women can inflate their ego, which isn't beneficial for anyone. Ever considered the embarrassment that can come with chasing women? Let's take a moment to visualize this scenario. You're constantly pursuing someone who's not interested, and that's not a secret. It's like you're wearing a neon sign over your head that screams, "I don't respect myself enough to know when to stop." That's not a great look, is it? Now think about the social consequences. People talk, and your constant pursuit can quickly become the hot topic of conversation. Believe it or not, this can significantly affect your social standing. It's not just about the woman you're chasing, but also about how others perceive you based on your actions. Your reputation is priceless, and once it's tarnished, it's quite a task to rebuild it. So why risk embarrassing yourself and facing negative social consequences? It's not worth it. Chasing women can lead to embarrassment and negative social consequences. Let's save ourselves the trouble, shall we? Think about all the money spent on dates, gifts, or even travel expenses. The chase for affection can often result in a significant financial toll. Imagine the dinners at fancy restaurants, the movie tickets, the concert passes, the bouquet of roses, or that surprise gift you thought she'd love. Now add up these costs over time and suddenly you're looking at a hefty bill. The money pit doesn't stop there. Consider travel expenses. Perhaps you're driving across town, or maybe you're even flying to another city or country. It's not just the cost of gas or plane tickets, it's also the wear and tear on your vehicle and the time you spend traveling. The financial implications of chasing women are often overlooked, but they're very real. And the harsh truth? All this money could have been invested elsewhere, perhaps in personal growth, a new hobby, or even savings for your future. Chasing women can be a financial drain. Consider the valuable time you could be wasting by chasing women. Time, as they say, is the one thing you can never get back. Each minute spent in pursuit of a woman who may not even be interested is a minute you could have spent bettering yourself, exploring new hobbies, or building relationships with those who genuinely care about you. Think about this. If you've spent hours, days, or even weeks chasing after someone who simply isn't interested, what have you truly gained? The answer, unfortunately, is nothing. You've merely lost time that could have been spent on more fruitful endeavors. Time is a resource, and like any resource, it should be spent wisely. Every moment you spend chasing after someone is a moment you're not spending on personal growth, on friendship, on laughter, on life. Chasing women can waste valuable time that could be better spent. Ever thought about how chasing women might affect your self-esteem? It's a question worth pondering. Imagine this. You're consistently putting yourself out there, making an effort to win over someone who might not reciprocate your feelings. Each time you're turned down, it's like a tiny blow, chipping away at your confidence bit by bit. The thing is, rejection is a part of life. It's inevitable. But when you're constantly chasing someone who doesn't return your feelings, those rejections become more frequent. And that can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even depression. The constant question, "Why am I not good enough?" begins to play like a broken record in your mind. But here's the thing. You are good enough. It's not about being good enough for someone else, it's about being good enough for yourself. So remember, constantly chasing women and facing rejection can be a self-esteem crusher. Chasing women can harm your self-esteem. Did you know that chasing women could lead to allegations of harassment? It's a harsh reality that pursuing women who have made it clear they're not interested can sometimes lead to false allegations of harassment. In the heat of the chase, it's easy to cross boundaries without realizing it. It's a slippery slope from persistence to perceived harassment. Actions intended as romantic can be misunderstood, even deemed as invasive or threatening. This isn't to say that all allegations are false, but rather to emphasize the importance of respecting boundaries. It's crucial to understand and respect a woman's signals of disinterest. Ignoring them isn't just rude, it's potentially dangerous. This danger isn't limited to your reputation. It can have serious legal implications, causing you more harm than good. It's a high price to pay for a chase that was never meant to be. Remember, chasing women can lead to false harassment allegations. Ironically, chasing women can actually ruin your chances of getting the girl. It's a paradox, isn't it? You'd think the more effort you put into pursuing someone, the higher your chances of winning them over. But in the world of dating, things aren't always as straightforward. Being overly aggressive in your pursuit can actually deter the woman you're interested in. It's like trying to catch a butterfly with a sledgehammer. Not only is it overkill, it's likely to scare the butterfly away. When you're constantly chasing, it creates an imbalance in the relationship. It sends the message that you're more invested in the relationship than she is. This can make you come across as needy, and let's face it, neediness is not an attractive quality. Instead, focus on building a genuine connection. Show interest, but also give her space. Remember, a relationship is a dance, not a chase. So, as you can see, chasing women can actually ruin your chances of getting the girl in the end.